Hello beautiful, and thank you for clicking on today's video. I am a normal person, and over the course of a year or more, even with living a minimalist lifestyle, I do bring things into my life that I no longer need or want. Whether they came into my life a little bit haphazardly or without thought, or they came into my life, were used, and are no longer needed. I'm generally very conscious about what I bring into my life, whether it's through purchasing or just things coming into my home and my life in general. However, abundance still does tend to creep in, even in my household. And this is a gift, but if left unchecked, can be a little bit of a curse. I may be very, very late to this trend, but this month of August 2022, I am going to be partaking in the 30-day minimalism game. For those of you who don't know what the 30-day minimalism game is, it's basically a way to declutter that's a little bit more fun, like a game, as the name sort of suggests. On day 1, you declutter 1 item. Day 2, you declutter 2 items, day 3, 3 items, and so on and so forth through 30 days, a calendar month. And by the end of it, you've decluttered over 400 items out of your home. And most people report that decluttering this way feels a little less overwhelming in general and a little bit more fun and motivating. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. It is day 1, which means it's August 1st, and today I'm getting rid of one thing, and I already knew exactly what that one thing would be about a week ago, and that is this knife. I got this knife that's supposedly like Japanese handcrafted, although I don't think it is. I got this knife in PR. I was testing it out to see if it was worth doing a potential sponsorship with. It was not. It's not a very good knife. Not only I don't want to do a sponsorship with it, but I don't want to keep it. So I am going to be decluttering this on day 1, and I'll see you soon for day 2. On day 2, I got rid of this Cutco knife box from a recent purchase, along with the instruction and warranty manual. Day 3, I got rid of a puppy finger toothbrush because I prefer to use a different style of toothbrush for my dog, a little mini coffee bag clip, and then a treat gun. It's a gun that fires out treats at your dog, but we're trying to teach our dog to default leave things that we don't give him, so this isn't really ideal for our training style. Day 4, I got rid of 4 metal straws. Day 5, I got rid of 5 straw caps. My husband and I don't really prefer these straw caps when using metal straws. On day 6, I got rid of the last 4 straw caps that I own, a little spatula that I never use, and this basket. And on day 6, I'm getting rid of 6 pieces of paper. All of these are related to dog and puppy information or dog and puppy training that I no longer need. In addition, on day 7, I am decluttering this dog crate that my puppy has now outgrown. It will be getting donated back where I bought it from. It is August 7th, which means it is day 7 of the 30-day minimalism game. And as far as day 1 through 7 goes, it was only a little bit of a challenge come day 7, so I think day 8 through 30 is going to be a little bit challenging for me. Day 1 through 7 was predominantly on the main level of my house, and I think moving forward I am going to have to move upstairs and also into the basement. My thoughts so far is that it's still fun as far as day 1 through 7, and I do think that this could be a fun game for somebody who either doesn't like decluttering or is maybe particularly busy and doesn't want to spend a weekend going over their whole house at one time. So I'm still motivated. I don't really have an idea of what I'm going to get rid of tomorrow, but we'll see together. So that's it for now. So why did I decide to do the minimalism game instead of a huge declutter like I normally do? Recently, my life has been extra busy, and the thought of spending an entire afternoon tearing my house apart feels impossible right now. And I'm sure many of you can relate. I wanted to see if the 30-day minimalism game is a realistic strategy for the average super busy person to do. Additionally, I think it could be fun. At the start of this, I am unsure if I will even be successful with the full 30 days and over 400 items, so it's a bit of a challenge that I've decided to take on to see what I could come up with myself as somebody who already lives a minimalist lifestyle. On day 8, I am getting rid of a dog toy that my dog didn't really agree with, an ice tray that I never use. This is a luxury vinyl plank scrap that we use to determine what color we wanted to have in our house. And I was using it to have plants on for a while, but I don't need it anymore. Some garbage I found in a drawer, a dog toothbrush that I've replaced with something better, a mug that I'm going to be giving to my friend, and then 2 leftover old Corelle bowls that I didn't declutter on the first round for whatever reason, and these ones do have lead in them, so that's day 8. And in addition, on day 8, I am decluttering my dog. No, I'm just kidding. This is a bag of stuff that I was meant to declutter and take to a school during my last big house declutter, but I put it in a closet and completely forgot about it. So instead of recounting all of these items, I'm just counting this as one, and out the door it's gonna go to a new teacher friend of mine. Okay, quick editor's note for this one, because obviously that was 9 items and not 8. I had to declutter the bag of stuff for my teacher friend before I filmed the overhead shot of like day 8, 9, and 10, because I was having to give it to her when I saw her last week. So we are gonna tack on 1 extra item to like one of the days coming forward, and I'll mention it there so it's not confusing. But I guess it's 9 items on day 8. Day 9 is 9 tea bags of a flavor of tea that I don't really like. 10 is the remainder of that tea, and I will be donating it to my husband's work office to hopefully be drunk there. Day 11 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of paper that I no longer need in regards to my puppy, in addition to this box, and 2 clickers that I don't need for training. Day 12 is an assortment of things. I have this business card that I'm not gonna show you because it's for my vet, so that's number 1 of 12. Then I have a piece of art that I'm not going to finish, an old birthday card, a little heat pack, a beating heart, an instruction manual, and a toy that were all to help train my dog for crate training, a little scoop, a puppy book, an old hanger, another scrap of wood, and a leash that we don't need. And that's everything for day 12. And this is where things started to get very, very difficult. So me being already like a minimalist, minimal person, I was thinking at the beginning of this challenge that I wouldn't be able to get past day like 14 or 15. And right about day 14 or 15 is when I started hitting my roadblock. So it's fun, I'm still having fun with it. I'm just thinking that I'm going to need to push myself a little harder, a little outside of my comfort zone, and be a little bit more ruthless moving forward in order to finish all 30 days. On day 14, I have 8 pairs of underwear that isn't very good quality, or it's just old. I have a pair of shorts, 2 bras that I no longer wear, a tank top, a jacket, and an old giant t-shirt that I used to dry my hair in. And now might be as good a time as any to talk to you guys about how to responsibly declutter your house. Now, I'll start off by saying that if you have a huge amount that you need to purge all at once, I think sometimes, in some cases, it is okay to give yourself permission to just throw it out. It's not the most ideal, but if you don't have the bandwidth to both declutter a huge project and also source everywhere it needs to go, like really responsibly, I would say you need to put yourself first in those instances, so long as they're not all of the time. So, give yourself permission if the task is very overwhelming. However, if you're doing the 30-day minimalism game, it's probably not going to be that way. So I am going to link down below a video where I talked about all the places you can recycle items. But for the items that I'm recycling right now, the textiles of like the undergarments and whatnot are going to be recycled through H&M's textile recycling program. ThreadUp also has a similar program if you send in their stuff. What I do for my underwear is I cut the crotch out, throw that away, and then recycle the rest of the textile. Bras can be donated to a wonderful organization called Free the Girls, and this organization helps women who have been saved from human trafficking not get sucked back into human trafficking. So I always donate all of my bras there, and it's an amazing cause. Additionally, clothing in general can be donated to thrift stores, but I'm going to be actually saving the bulk of the things that I'm decluttering here for a garage sale I'm going to have at the end of summer, except for the dog and puppy stuff. I am going to be taking that to a dog and puppy class that I'm going to on Wednesday, and seeing if anybody else can make use of these items for their little pup at home. On day 15, I have an old and raggedy pair of sweatpants, my Foreo that I've used to exfoliate my face along with its charger and bag, this little gift box, 2 pads from an old bathing suit, this candle, but I was gonna use the container for something, but I don't really have time for that. And then this is a breast pump that my friend gave me after she was done having children, because I am going to have children one day. But I think by the time I do have children, I'll want something new and maybe more quiet. So that's the breast pump, 2 packs of bottles, 2 hoses, and then 2 little accessory kits. And that is the total for the day. To start off day 16, I have this bag of textiles that I'm going to recycle that was sitting in my garage for far too long. I meant to do it months ago, but now it is item 1 of day 16. In addition, on day 16, I have that bag that was overflow on day 8. I have this that I got from a urologist that I actually didn't end up needing, a slip lead that's too small for my dog, some ginger chews that I'm counting as 1 item, another dog toothbrush that came free with the dog toothbrush that I actually wanted, in addition to this stocky poop bag that came free that I don't need, 2 straps for our training pouches that we don't use, a mason jar that I hoped to do something with, but I don't think I have the time for, 4 bumpers for my air fryer that I don't use, another and I believe final scrap of wood that I was using under plants, and then training pads, which I highly considered counting as individual items because there's 30 of them. But I figured you guys would be mad at me if I did that, so I'm counting this as 1 item. And my dog didn't use these once. We got him housebroken pretty quickly because I work from home, so we were able to really kind of stay on top of it. So I'm gonna give these to someone in his puppy class tonight. On day 17, I have 2 sets of tights that have runs in them. I have this from my refrigerator that I detached when we first moved in, and I'm not sure what its purpose is, so I'm finally getting rid of it. Some eyeglass cleaner, a little picture frame that we got when we were engaged that it's a little small. I don't think I'm gonna ever put a picture in there. 2 eyeglass cloths. This is from our blinds that we need, or we don't need rather. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces of paper from various things that were in my sort of sentimental keepsake box that I don't feel like I need anymore. And that is day 17. On day 18, we're jumping into my garage with 4 unused storage bins, 4 storage lids, a little basket, some garbage, and some scrap wood that I no longer need. On day 19, I'm getting rid of this Trader Joe's bag along with more scrap wood, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces in total. And then these 2 shoes that I'm counting as individual items, so this makes 10. And in addition, on day 19, I have 2 hats, a fork, a spoon, an annual park pass that is expired, this little thermometer, this camera holder, or phone holder rather, this bin, and then this picture of a Nyla bow that I gave to somebody in a puppy class recently. On day 20, I have 3 large plastic bins along with 2 to the left and a lid, making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. I also have this set of headphones. You guys, it is day 20 and I cannot come up with 20 items. I've already pushed myself further than I thought I would during this game, and I've already decluttered things that I really didn't want to, like my red Keds. I actually love those shoes, but something happened to them in New York where they shrunk and now they kind of hurt my feet. But I was still hoping to hold on to them and make them work, but I decluttered them along with a set of headphones, which are a perfect just in case item to keep that I decluttered, but I'm on day 20 and I think I need to take a little bit of a break, and I'm gonna add the remainder of day 20 onto day 21 tomorrow, because I'm just looking around and I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like I feel like my house is full and complete, so you would think there would be things to get rid of, but I can take the trash out. So day 20 is where I've really hit a wall. So it's still day 20 and I'm looking around and there's things that I technically could declutter. Like in my bathroom, there's some products that I don't really like, but I would much rather use them up than have them go to waste, because you can't donate used products to a shelter, at least used like serums and things that are not like sanitary, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I'm kind of stuck. On day 21, where I'm finishing day 20, I have this lid that I conveniently broke this morning. Some stuff that I decided to take out of its packaging when I was organizing. 2 birthday cards and then a stack of papers. This equals 13 items. You might not be able to tell because I'm covering some of that for privacy reasons, but this does conclude day 20. On day 21, I am getting rid of this teeny tiny puppy brush that we were using to get my dog acclimated to brushing. Yesterday, he did graduate to his adult slicker brush, and then in addition to that, I got rid of 20 emails from places in my inbox where I was holding them in folders that I no longer needed. Digital minimalism is still important, so I am including that for day 21. And on day 22, sorry if this is boring, but I got rid of 22 more unnecessary emails that I was keeping in different folders on my computer. On day 23, I am getting rid of 4 placemats that I actually just purchased, and when I attempted to return them, they refunded me and told me to throw them away. So I'm not going to do that. I am going to either donate them or try to sell them in a garage sale. I have a dog toy that my dog has now exploded open, and the squeaker is now popping out, and it's not worth it to sew, and it's not worth it to keep giving it to him because the squeaker is a choking hazard. 2 little pieces of Tupperware that I no longer need, a Yosemite patch that I had 2 of, a little garden mushroom that I don't need, a tea light candle, an almost broken hair tie, a dried up Tide to Go pen, headphones that I was keeping just in case that I don't need, another glasses cleaning cloth, a card and its envelope, an hanger, a puppy leash that no longer fits my dog, 2 articles of clothing, and then in addition to this, I just gave to my neighbors 2 ceiling fans that we used to have that we changed out for in our house and were sitting in a box in the garage along with 1 chandelier. So that is 23 altogether. Day 24, I'm getting rid of a plastic flower pot, 2 plastic lids to containers I cannot find, a little tutorial / info card for some vitamins I'm trying out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paintbrushes, 3 pieces of bubble wrap because I have far too much in my house that I've been saving, and then this previously held a comforter. Additionally, on day 24, I am getting rid of this partially chewed Nylabone. It's getting to the point where he could try to swallow it and choke on it, and it's not worth it to keep. He's getting his grown-up teeth now, so this is kind of something that he can chew through a little bit too easily. So that is going to get donated to somebody in puppy class that is less of a chewer than my dog. And as you can probably tell, that was less than 24 items. It was 9 short of 24 items. And once again, I'm feeling like I'm hitting a wall and a complete standstill of things that I can reasonably declutter. I do want to finish the 30 days because I'm at day 24 or like 23 and a half already, and it feels like I'm so close to the finish line that I really want and am motivated to get to that day 30. But I think I'm gonna have to look around my house once again, even more seriously than I have been in the past, and see if I can come up with even at least finishing day 24 and just stopping a couple days shy. But I'm hopeful to get to day 30. Let's see what I can find. All right, so finishing day 24, I have a set of 6 of these bowls that I got at Costco. There's 5 here. That's a place marker because I'm gonna wash one and then add it to the pile. These I got at Costco and they're not very good quality, so I'm going to try and return them. If not, I will be decluttering them. 2 deodorants that no longer work for me. I have switched to a different brand. And then this is a little puppy carrier that I was using to socialize my dog safely before he was vaccinated with parvo. So this is the final 9, finishing up day 24. On day 25, we are getting real with expectations. These were clothes that I have decluttered over the last few closet declutters I've done, and I thought that I would have the time to sell them on Poshmark, and unfortunately I do not. So not including this, which was decluttered on a previous day, I do have 25 items of clothing here exactly, so that's going to be day 25. Sometimes you just need to be real with yourself, and even though I could use the money and it would be great to sell these items, I'm going to try and sell them in the garage sale. If not, they will be donated. Some of them are higher quality items, higher expense items, but I realistically don't have the time to be dealing with Poshmark right now, so that's just that on that. On day 26, I have 12 individual socks, 4 bra inserts, 3 little cloth bags that I no longer need, a piece of Tupperware, a pair of jade earrings that I'm gonna try and sell, and 4 reusable straws. On day 27, I'm getting rid of this hanger that I don't like, a pair of leggings, and a dress, along with this body scrubber. I've just decided that I prefer a wet scrub as opposed to a dry scrub. And then this dog toy, which was a casualty of my dog, the first of many, I'm sure, along with this pair of shoes that I was also going to try and sell, but now I'm just gonna try and sell it in the garage sale I'm having soon. Now that was obviously less than 27 items, and I am not a quitter. I'm a very competitive person by nature. However, I, all day today, have been racking my brain. What the hell else am I gonna be able to declutter? I feel like I've already gone far and beyond outside of my comfort zone and far and beyond what I thought I would be able to do. However, I did not think I would get so close to the finish line that I would really feel compelled to finish, because it is day 27 and I don't want to give up now. So I was racking my brain. Then, as I was in the shower, where all my best thoughts happen, I remembered that paper clutter is a thing. So, I have this fat stack of papers, which will not only carry me through day 27, but also day 28, day 29, day 30, and far and beyond. So this is a fat stack of documents that I need to shred, so I can't show you for like obvious reasons, but I am very excited to have successfully finished day 1 through 30. And what's great about this particular set of documents that needs to be shred is that my dog needs to be introduced to a shredder today. For those of you who don't have dogs, you might not know that it's important to socialize your dog, not only to dogs and people, but to environmental stressors like loud sounds, different textures, things like that. So part of that is introducing him to loud sounds like a blow dryer or a blender or dishes banging together or a paper shredder. So I can't show you these documents, but what I can show you is how my dog is going to react to them when I start shredding them. But that is gonna be day 27 through 30. Okay, so this is gonna be my dog with the shredder. I do it while he's eating to mitigate like the fear, because it's pretty hard to be afraid when you're eating stuff. So I'm gonna get his licky mat for the morning and we'll see how he does. Oh, so good. Okay, baby, enjoy. No problem. Yes. Yes, good job, baby. Doesn't give a crap. So I'm gonna finish shredding, but he's doing great. So now let's go ahead and jump into my final thoughts. So I am typically somebody who prefers to sprint rather than jog with like all things in my life. So I typically prefer to do like a huge overhaul of my house in like a day and a half, maybe even a weekend, and then just really reap the rewards of having a newly decluttered, clean, organized house. I like that sort of instant satisfaction. And I do feel like I am generally pretty decently ruthless with that. If you guys like declutters, I do have quite a few chatty declutters linked down below. I have a whole playlist if you're interested. But that being said, being already a minimalist, I wasn't sure that I would have nearly 500 items to declutter this month, but like I said in the beginning of this video, I thought it would be a fun challenge. And I also wanted to test if it was something that would be good for like the everyday busy person. And I really think that it is, because you're building momentum. So you start really easy, 1 item, 2 items, 3 items. Those items could even be trash that you just dig out of your purse. But then by day 15, you're sort of on this roll where it's like this exciting game and you're building momentum, you're wanting to achieve this challenge, and it feels like you don't want to stop at the halfway point. Even for me, who has like a very decluttered and organized house. So I really think this is a good way to declutter, a fun way to declutter. You could even include your friends and like text each other photos of what you're getting rid of every day. And then at the end of it, you've gotten rid of like nearly 500 items. So I really like this method. I don't know if I would do it again anytime soon because my house is now very decluttered. I also really like the fact that during the game, because I was having to meet these thresholds, I was even more ruthless with like my just in case items than I think I would have been otherwise. There are things that have made it past declutters that did not make it past the 30-day minimalism game, like a pair of red Vans that I had, or a pair of headphones that I was keeping just in case. So I think for that reason also it's a very good thing to do. But yeah, overall I really recommend it. I had a fun time, and if you guys start the 30-day minimalism game, let me know how it went or how you're getting started, or if this motivated you. Let me know all of that good stuff in the comments down below. Please like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you're not already, and leave this emoji in the comments to let me know you made it to the end and that you have an amazing attention span. And with all of that being said, I will see you in a couple days with another video. Bye!